My research project is working with mecha magnets, and this is an idea from Colorado, and it's basically taking 3D printed tactile devices like buttons and essentially simulating that in like a virtual environment like Unity and a lot of other different programs. I think the end goal is just to try to find a easier and cheaper way to simulate tactile touch in virtual environments. I think that's something that's really up and coming. If you think of Oculus, touching things in virtual reality is almost seemingly impossible, but it's actually much closer than we think it is. And having that simulation, that's an easier way for other developers and engineers who want to kind of implement that in their projects, but be a much easier method with my research. The system basically involves an actuator and an amplifier. So an amplifier is just kind of, helping the sensation of touch because it will send vibrations. And so you hold the actuator in your right hand, and that's connected to the speakers of the laptop that we use. You're technically holding it above a Leap motion controller, and what that is just it tracks your hand movements. And so you take your left hand, holding in your right hand the actuator, you press the button in the virtual environment by just doing this little motion, and so the virtual hand moves down, and when it clicks, that click sensation is felt through your right hand. And so the goal for my project now is implementing it for both hands, so the actuators will be smaller, and basically using something a little more rigorous than Unity, and so that's going to be other softwares that we have to look at. I feel really passionate about it because I think there are just more than just kind of keeping virtual reality set to video games. I think what I really wanted with my project and like Haptics for further, even more than just like keeping it to video games, is like medical appliances and having that real world touch in a virtual environment for people that can't do that in a real world environment.